Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Ball into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
So there's people in the world that get up, make breakfast, do what they got to do with their morning. They go to work, they come home, they clean up. You know, if they got kids, they take care of the kids. They got a significant other. Maybe it's date night. Take her out to a date night. Take him out to a date night. You move on with your life. Go on a hopefully save up for a vacation. You take your 14 days a year. You run home with it. That's usually the American dream. The American dream is not following the footprints of what the relationship between two billionaires, one of whom is the biggest pop star in the world and one of whom is an NFL tight end who is well past his prime. The fact being that an engagement has swept over the nation. I swear, this got more buzz than when Bin Laden was killed. And we're sitting here talking about how big of an event this is going to be at a wedding that, mind you, nobody's getting invited to.
Everyone's going. What do you mean everyone's getting invited?
You're not getting, Mike's not getting invited. I'm not getting invited. Mike,
Colin,
are you giving a speech?
Colin, they've been a part of the love story for 2 years now. I'm sorry, mate. And I want to make this blatantly clear. I love Travis KELCE. Guys from 15 Minutes for where I grew up. Love his brother. Love the podcast. And I love Taylor Swift. Had a poster of her before she was, Taylor Swift. All right? She was 20 years old, and I was about 14, all right? With that said, if you're posting on your Instagram today, if you're, reposting, something about Taylor Swift and the engagement, I might have to unfollow you. I think anything I see, if someone reposts something about the wedding on their Instagram, I might have to refollow you, or rather unfollow you. Now, this is where I take the issue. Now, Colin, you said, you started the show with, you have your day, and then you're all worried about what's going on. My day, I get called out there because I do my job, I work out, and then I go home, I'll eat, I'll throw on a game, about 2 games, all right? I'll play some video games, I'll watch some anime, and I'll go to bed. I get called crazy for that. But people are allowed to be absolutely ridiculous about some relationship that could not affect their day at all.
You know what the funny part is?
And I get called the psycho. I get called the psycho for that. I think people should have their head examined.
Well, that's not the game part. You're a sports fan. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think the people that are getting into this the way that they are, I mean, have you seen these people that go to her concerts as well? 45-year-old, 50-year-old women crying their eyes out singing every song. I mean, seriously, it's an issue. This is a problem. And the societal norms for some of this stuff, for watching the Kardashians, for being involved in this, I think they're crazy. I think those people are crazy for the stuff that they like. So when I get called a weirdo or dude, you're 30, you got to stop the video games, I'm immediately going to ridiculous stuff like this because this stuff doesn't fly. I can't let this stuff fly. If you post anything about this wedding that you are absolutely not a part of in any way, I'm unfollowing you today.
It's a 3-second thought.
Want nothing to do with it.
They're getting married? Great. Congratulations.
You want to know where my mind went? Is this Kelsey's final year? It's where I went. Is he going to ride off into the sunset with his girl? And fair play to him. Listen, these people aren't doing anything wrong. They're living their lives. They're falling in love. They're going to start a family.
They're ultra famous. They're rich.
Exactly. It's the idiots that think they're going to the wedding. It's the idiots that think they're, walking down the aisle with them and cheering them on.
Giving a speech.
I mean, are you a moron?
Handing out the hors d'oeuvres at the wedding.
You're not going.
You're not going to the wedding.
You're not a part of this. You are not a part of this.
Whether they're happy or sad or married or unmarried does literally nothing to your life.
Correct.
Nothing. You can make the argument, you want to make the comparison, oh, you're obsessed with the sports teams. Well, the sports teams, at least you take enjoyment in them winning or losing. At least you're going step for step with the team. It's made to cater to the fan.
Mike, why are you freaking out about the game? You're not coaching the Buckeyes, and anything they do doesn't have an effect on you. Okay, honey, well, why are you crying about some ridiculous thing that Taylor and Travis did? It's the same thing. To get called insane for being a crazy fan about sports and screaming at the television, and then for someone to call you, this is past relationships, by the way, and then to get so hung up on some ridiculous relationship and make it plural. I mean, any of these things on Love Island, don't even get me started on how ridiculous or a waste of time that is. I mean, it's to each their own. I think people, instead of judging people for things that they like, to each their own. But this is my day to completely lose my mind because I can't fathom how people are so obsessed with the situation that has absolutely nothing to do with them. And I told you, I don't mind Taylor Swift, the NFL flashing him. I don't mind any of this. But for people to be reposting this, saying this is the greatest day of your life, you're a loser. You are a loser.
Huge news honestly for the unemployed.
One of the things I opened up, best day ever. For what?
Are you going?
For what?
Are you getting invited? If I was Taylor Swift's college roommate, all right, we could have a conversation.
Right.
Great, I'm so excited.
Right.
Nobody thought she would get married. Every boyfriend she ever had, she writes her album about for the negative parts.
And it's bad.
Who cares?
Yeah, and it's bad because, honest to God, I literally really like Travis KELCE. I really like Taylor Swift, and they're just living their lives.
Yeah.
I blame the crazy super fans.
But hold on. I understand.
I blame them.
I understand people have their interests. But it's the cross-section of where this is intertwined with the sports fan that really annoys me. I should not be getting ESPN notifications that Travis KELCE is engaged to a singer. I should not get that notification. I should get notification, and I think they push it too hard with the notifications to begin with, but I should not get that notification. That could be, if I had the E-Network on my phone, that could be the notification.
Right.
If I got HGTV, that could be a notification.
Right.
If I had,
all right. How about this?
If I had the whatever else, ABC News, I'll even allow it. ABC News.
Right.
I'm not going to do it for
then
ESPN.
I want push notifications for season 3 of JJK coming out from ESPN the next time. When they announced the season 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen, one of the best animes out right now, I want a push notification.
All right.
I want a push notification.
888-760-3776.
They did a JJK
If
night
you
at the
are
Ranger
a human
game.
being who has an actual interest in what is going on here, please enlighten us as to why, as to that engagement between Travis KELCE and Taylor Swift. If you have an interest, or if you don't, let us know. 888-760-3776. The intertwining with the sports is where this is a problem.
Exactly.
It's like the world stopped. Guys, did you hear the news? What news? They're engaged.
Perfect.
Okay, they've been dating for 3 years. I mean, what am I supposed to do with that information? I give her credit. She shows up to the game, and she's locked in.
Dude, I don't care that they flash. I was never one of those people that said enough Taylor Swift. We don't need the
one thing I will fight back. We don't need anime on the ESPN West Palm notifications. We don't need.
Why not?
We don't need that. Two wrongs don't make it right.
All I'm saying, I'm
right.
making a correlation. Obviously, that's never going to happen, and I'm hollering.
I understand,
but I'm making the correlation. This has nothing to do. Like forgive me for thinking our audience that's listening on the dial, watching on YouTube, watching on X. I guarantee you, Colin and I wanted to lead with Ryder Cup today. We want to go Ryder Cup. There's an interesting story going on right now with the Ryder Cup.
If you're a sports fan, and you are wrapped up in what is going on between the engagement of a tight end and Taylor Swift. And I'm not saying that just to denounce him. He's a huge Hall of Fame player, no doubt. But a relationship we've known about for 3 years and a clear PR campaign leading with they knew they were going to get engaged at this time. Leading with the podcast, coming in at this time during a dead period of the sports year, and leading this in probably to a big halftime show eventually, and then a Taylor Swift wedding that's going to be broadcast on ESPN. It is all coming together as this ultra PR campaign because they are marketers at the end of the day. This is a major, major annoyance of mine as well. Who cares? Seriously. Look in the mirror when you get up and go, I care about a wedding I will not be invited to. Of people I will never meet.
Right.
That's it.
And listen, he's not wrong. Our content director and boss, Brian Rowitz, said it's going to be like the royal wedding. That's an issue.
It will be like
That's
the royal
an
wedding.
issue.
He's right.
That's an issue.
He's
100% right. What I'm saying is people need to get lives. They need to look at themselves in the mirror in the end of the day.
888-760-3776. Let's start in West Palm. Donald in West Palm. You're on Russo and Rizzo. Donald, welcome in. What's on your mind?
Gentlemen, first off, love you. Listen to you every day. You're awesome.
My man D.
Okay, calm down. What we do have to realize and remember, if we don't have significant others, wives or whatever, we do have siblings of the female gender. And these are the ones that aren't watching sports and don't give 2 cents about the sports that we watch and the games that we play. So what do care about? Anyone?
Donald, it's ESPN West Palm. What does the S stand for, Donald? I mean, we love that you're a fan. You listen for the sports. It's ESPN, Donald. This is not the Taylor Swift network, my friend, right?
Donald, you listen to us today probably to hear a little Ryder Cup, to maybe hear a little breakdown of the college football week 1 coming up. Am I wrong on this?
You're absolutely correct.
Okay.
Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. I didn't even know. I had to look it up. That's what ESPN stands for.
Hang on, you didn't know that part.
I did not know that.
Okay.
I know. I always get it screwed up. But Donald, this does not mean that because it hit ESPN shelves and it was on the push notification, which is a joke, does not mean that it should be on the forefront of everybody's mind, because we need to consider that predominantly women, men too, care about this relationship and care about this engagement. Donald, does this engagement change your day? Yes or no?
Not at all.
Donald, you're on our team.
Yes.
What are you talking about? Are you playing devil's advocate?
D.
You're on our team.
Come on, D. You're on our team, partner.
Let me chime in and say I'm a 51-year-old African-American male, enjoy sports. Shout out to the gamers. I'm married with kids. My wife says, hey, did you hear about the engagement?
Donald.
I'm married to an African-American woman as well.
And she's wrapped up in it.
And she loves it.
Take that and do with it what you want.
Fair enough.
Appreciate the call, Donald.
I mean, it is true. Like, I feel like this is where the frustration is coming from, Colin, because I've been in relationships during this, relationship. And, I'd be on the game. You get crap. Get off the game. And then, they're watching I got to watch Kardashians. And then she's, freaking out about the Taylor Swift stuff. That's where the frustration is coming from.
888-760-3776. I'm going to get into the program. New Jersey. Cologne in New Jersey is with us now. Cologne, welcome in. Hello. How are you?
Hey, guys. How are you doing? First of all, let me say congrats to Taylor Swift and
That's it. End it there.
I have 2 kids. My son is 13 years old. I talk to him, about all sports. My daughter is 10 years old. Okay, she's a Taylor Swift fan. She became a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and she watches every game. She tells me about every player. She's all in on the Kansas City Chiefs, and I love it because I talk football with her about Kansas City, and she doesn't care about the Yankees. Doesn't care about the Knicks. Doesn't care about the Jets. She cares about the Kansas City Chiefs, and she tries to break down every player that's on the Kansas City. She's 10 years old, and I love her. And thank you, Taylor Swift, for having teach my daughter football. The one thing I would say about the wedding, okay, when Kim Kardashian married Chris Humphries, David Stern, late commissioner, went to the wedding. I want to know if Roger Goodell is going to be going to that wedding, because Taylor Swift has, given the NFL a boost and a lot more. So that'll be my question: who's going to the wedding? Is Roger Goodell going to the wedding?
Good call, Cologne.
Thank you, Cologne.
I mean, that's an excellent point, because he should be in the wedding. Right. He should give the speech. He should be the best man. That guy's made more dollars off of her than anybody.
Also, Cologne, Colin, we don't have daughters. We don't have. It's so that's a whole side that
Cologne,
I know we
I understand
don't.
that.
And maybe we're wrong for that.
No, we're not wrong for that, because Cologne's 10-year-old daughter's not tuning into Russo and Rizzo 4 to 6 p.m. on ESPN 106.3. That's where I draw the line.
But
He's a Chiefs fan. That's great. Follow the Chiefs beat writers. I don't know.
But I get paid to have my opinions, and this is my opinion on the situation. For just to I go back to I can't even go. You can't go on Instagram. Cannot go on Instagram right now. You're gonna delete the app if you do that, Colin. I'm gonna delete the app if I go on Instagram today.
Huge news for the unemployed. Huge news.
Correct.
Huge news.
Correct.
How do you get up and care this much about a wedding? Truly, or an engagement, rather. Who cares? Nobody cares. Really, truly. So wrapped up in other people. The Chris Humphries, Kim Kardashian wedding. How long did that marriage last? I don't even remember. Like a year, like 6 months?
A year.
No, it was famously like 45 days.
45 days?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I knew it was within a
hilariously
year.
short one.
Within a year.
But yeah, it's, Kyle, it's to each their own.
It's an horrendous. I mean, it's like Kardashian. It's getting publicized like a Kardashian thing, but they're more strategic with how they do it.
And, it's someone who likes out-of-the-box things, that aren't the societal norm. It's just where it comes from, I think you're a psychopath if you're posting about this today. Best day of your life, huh? Okay. Well, you need to have better days. This is the best day of your life. You need to have better days. Go outside. Touch some grass.
Go for a walk. There you go.
We live in beautiful West Palm Beach. Went for a walk today to clear my head. Yeah, had a lot of going on.
Go ask somebody how their day was.
Went for a walk.
How was your day?
Cleared my head. It was 95 degrees outside. Loved every second of it.
Go feed the homeless, please. Go fill the food snacks or the food, the lunch boxes. Go do that. Go fill a backpack for back to school.
Get a hobby. Play a video game.
All right.
How about that?
All right.
Watch an anime.
All right. Hold on. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat, 888-760-3776, number to get into the program. The most godforsaken engagement that I could have remember. I mean, good for them. Congratulations. That is my thoughts. That the reaction about it is complete lunacy.
And Colin and I like the individuals.
Yeah, the thing is,
we really do.
I can't knock them. This is what their publicist is saying. This sells tickets. This gets buzz. I get it. And you know what? We fell victim. But this is one of those moments where we will not go down without a swing. And we went down, but we went down with a swing.
Correct.
What a disgrace. Nobody should care about this. This is such a waste of time.
Colin, do you want to know what I love right now?
What's that?
Teammates here at ESPN West Palm Beach are trying to put a ridiculous sign behind you that says Travis and Taylor, but your giant head is just blocking everything.
Thank you, Mother.
Yes. That giant
Thank
head.
you.
Thank
you, Russo Jeans.
I've never been more happy that you have a giant head in my entire life. The fact that your head is blocking the frame right now.
Get up and look at yourself in the mirror. Listen, I understand you're fans, but come on. I care about Taylor Swift getting engaged. Really?
Royal wedding. Everyone's invited.
And I don't care about the royal wedding either. I mean, I could care less.
Please.
I'm less.
I'm an American.
Could care less.
And listen, I love our friends across the pond, all right? I love Premier League. They give me the best football that I watch all year long. But I'm right. I'm an American. Why do I care about the king and the queen?
Where we don't like the Europeans is when it comes to the Ryder Cup, which is coming up in a couple weeks. And Keegan Bradley, he's got a big decision to make whether he chooses himself as one of the captain's choices. We'll do that. Mike Tannenbaum was supposed to join. He is no longer joining. Wow. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Elevate your drive with the new 2026 Range Rover Velar P250S, where sleek design meets powerful performance. Lease it today for just $749 a month for 36 months, with $6,995 due at signing. This is your chance to command the road in signature Range Rover style. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and make sophistication yours. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
You heard it, the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. I am 12 days out from my Ironman, and Glenn Levine, who has done one before himself, has been a big help in being my sort of coach in the corner, if you will. But if you've been in a car accident, truck accident, bike accident, suffered a slip and fall, my friends Mark Anajar and the aforementioned Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys are here to fight for you. They don't even charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. Why settle for just any attorney? Demand Anajar and Levine today, because that's the Anajar and Levine difference. All it takes is that one phone call. Take back control of your life. Don't wait. Call for that free consultation today. Call 1-800-747-FREE. 1-800-747-3733. Take back control now with Anajar and Levine. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. You got Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, and Christian Catt. We're at the City Play Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter /X at ESPN West Palm. Also on your radio dial, ESPN 106.3. Well, the interesting thing about what comes up tomorrow is the Ryder Cup, which is coming up, and it's on U.S. soil. It's going to be at Bethpage Black in Farmingdale, New York. And it's the September 28th weekend. And Keegan Bradley was elected as the captain about a year ago, and now it is time for him to make his captain's choices. So for those who don't know, the Ryder Cup is when the United States goes against Europe, 12 golfers versus 12 golfers, 12 top Europeans versus the 12 top Americans, so to speak, and the captain's picks are based on straight up, there's 6 automatic qualifiers based on points throughout the season, and then 6 captain's choices based on Keegan Bradley himself. The dilemma this year resides in Keegan Bradley, who has risen to, I believe, 12 or 13 in the world ranking this year. He's had a tremendous year. And he had the World and the Travelers Championship a couple of weeks ago. And from that, he is now in a position to select himself for the Ryder Cup team.
Yep.
This is a big deal because the United States does not win Ryder Cups. The United States, comparatively to the European counterpart, is not traditionally great in this event. So this is a big decision for Keegan Bradley because you're asking for a lot of pressure on oneself. But a little background, since 1995, Americans have won 77 majors, and the Europeans have only won 24. Europe, however, has won the Ryder Cup 10 times, and the U.S. has only won it 4 since 1995. So the Europeans have had our number here. They killed us 2 years ago out in Rome. And now Keegan Bradley has a decision whether to choose it, and he has to make it by tomorrow.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and Christian's our golf aficionado. Want to loop him in here. 77 majors for the U.S., 34 comparatively. 24 comparatively to Europe. Their pool of quality player, Christian, is bigger, though.
Much
correct?
deeper.
Yeah, like they're
really good.
We usually have the top dog, but the Europeans probably have the bigger pool of player, hence why they usually pull away in these things. Now, I remember Rome, boys. That was a disgrace. I mean, we got bamboozled. That first day, Christian, if I remember, it was basically over.
Yeah, they kicked America's ass, and they danced on the bus. They celebrated with the champagne. Rory McIlroy looked like a petulant child arguing with an American caddy, and it was Patrick Cantlay, of all people, the quietest man on God's green earth. Patrick Cantlay had to show some cojones to that European crowd. It was an embarrassment in every sense of the word for America 2 years ago.
Now, boys, it sounds like Keegan Bradley should be on the team. So
if it was any other year, he would get selected.
My personal opinion, you got to put yourself on the team. If you are at the top of your game and you're one of the best Americans that belongs on the roster, I think you bring all the players together and tell them that you're going to do it and explain why you're going to do it so the respect factor will be there. Now, I understand the pressure is going to be on. The pressure, if he does this, you're right. The pressure will be on, but if he takes a step back and gives it to someone else, he could be the hero. But is it a detriment to the team if he doesn't put himself on there? And it sounds like he is. So, Colin, ink me in on Keegan Bradley being on the team because he's the right man for the job. I could live with him pooping the sheets because he's put together a body of work that proves he should be one of the top guys on.
And the comparison to this is akin to almost a baseball manager, but you have decisions on how the actual course of play can factor. The home team can make decisions based on, or has authority to make decisions on greens, fairways, roughs, basically how the course is going to be played, and that is a lot the captain's decision. It is widely known that a captain's role in the Ryder Cup is almost a full-time job. Basically is. The last American captain to play was Arnold Palmer in 1963.
And that's a big deal. Arnie, top 4, arguably top 3 best golfers of all time.
Now, what you said, if you're deserving, you put yourself in. Now, the flip side of this is if Keegan Bradley does take himself, and he does, and I think he will, but if he does select himself, all of a sudden, instead of the pressure being on the United States to defend home, like the home field, essentially,
right?
Instead, your Keegan Bradley has got almost more pressure to perform himself over the United States. Keegan Bradley all of a sudden puts the biggest target on himself because if he does not play great, it is all going to come crumbling down, not in the United States, but on him. This is a very risky move when he could almost fall on the sword if he wanted to and take the high road. But for somebody his age, you're not going to get many opportunities to qualify for this ever again, if ever.
Correct.
You snubbed out of the last one.
Yeah.
This is a tricky situation. Christian, what would you do?
The reason why it's a tricky situation is because, like you said, he was snubbed out of the last one. And in that Ryder Cup 2 years ago in Rome, USA lost. But the drama started before any ball was teed off. It was because guys like Justin Thomas and Ricky Fowler, who had less points in the Ryder Cup standings. The top 6 automatically are on the USA team when it comes to American golfers.
And the rest is up to the discrepancy of the captain.
And they called it the boys club because everyone loves JT. Everyone loves Ricky Fowler. They're good friends with captain at the time, Zach Johnson, and that's why they got picked. And this was all broadcasted on the Netflix show and publicized on the Netflix show Full Swing, where Keegan Bradley is talking about how this is why he was put on this earth, was to play golf for America and be in the Ryder Cup team, where he had more points than those guys, but those guys were better friends with the guys that were on the automatic qualifier team already. So that is kind of the impetus of this. And then the reaction to Keegan Bradley getting snubbed, his snubbing, the phone call being recorded and put on that Netflix show for the world to see. The reaction to that was Keegan Bradley being named captain. Maybe he shouldn't have been named captain because he still had some gas left in the tank. Traditionally, like you guys mentioned, Arnold Palmer was the last player captain. Normally, the captain does not play. So it kind of put them in a tough spot. And you're not going to know the correct answer until Saturday at like 7 o'clock. Saturday of the Ryder Cup at around 7 o'clock. The only right answer will be if USA wins.
That's it.
Because if Keegan plays on the team, USA wins, right answer. If Keegan is not on the team and USA wins, he made the right answer. That's pretty much what you're going to get.
It sounds like they brought him in to be the no-nonsense captain.
Well, here's the thing about the captains. The captain has to make decisions on matchups. Who's playing what event? Who's doing this? Who's doing that? You got to watch the course and watch how these guys are responding to the course. Let's say he's playing in the afternoon session on Saturday.
He's missing the match.
He can't. He doesn't see how the other guys are playing.
You're right.
You could do the film. You could get the stats, but you don't have the feel. That is where this gets tricky because let's say he's 0-2 in his specific events. He's 0-2 in the Ryder Cup, and he's going in on Saturday night trying to motivate his guys, trying to say, all right, we're going to go this, we're going to go that, we're going to bench you, we're going to put you here. And everybody's sitting there thinking, well, hold on a second. Keegan, you're the one who's playing terrible right now. And are you worried about evaluating us, or should you be evaluating
I
yourself?
Think, Christian, with the professionals that these guys are, they leave that stuff at the door. The moment he's on the team, you got to understand that something like that is going to happen. But so that's being left at the door.
How do you know you're getting the best captainship when you know he is going to be evaluating himself, probably more because golfers are individualists, himself more than the team? That you can make the argument, right?
He would probably have to name a assistant captain, and
just
one of
in case for if and when he plays poorly or he has to, they're going to have to separate.
God forbid.
Not even that. Not even just in case anything. When he is playing, there needs to be another manager that is watching everything else going on the course, and that would probably be Phil Mickelson.
Okay, you were saying lefty. God forbid it's Tiger Woods. God forbid Tiger is.
And Tiger wouldn't do that.
What do you mean? God forbid? Like it'd be bad, or
no? Like good. Like have Tiger out there. Like why? First off, why isn't Tiger the captain? Does he not want the job? Christian, does he not want the job?
They elected.
Okay,
and Tiger doesn't need
it. It's democratic. It's democratic.
And Tiger's got relationships. You got to think. You got to put aside of relationships here. This is about winning. But this is a very bitter rivalry amongst the United States and Europe that the United States has not had the favor of, despite probably having the better players. So at least consistently.
Tiger, it's about winning. I don't think there's any better winner in the history of the game.
But they change up the captains. Like you're talking about something that he had no interest in, probably.
And he did deny the captainship.
Okay,
yes.
All right.
He had no interest in. Tiger didn't want to do that.
Thank you.
But he said he might do it in the future, which makes sense. When Tiger's complete competitive golfing career in his eyes is done, you're going to see Tiger as the captain of the Ryder Cup for the USA eventually.
But you said something interesting, Christian. You think lefty, huh?
Yeah, that's a rumor going on right now.
Love it.
Like the rumor,
or that he'll give up his captainship role in favor of somebody else in order to play.
It's tough because you would have done that a while ago.
Right, I agree with that. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's either going to play and do both. He's going to be a player coach, or he's going to just be coach.
And there are articles online. I think the Golf Times said that Keegan's going to appoint himself. It's not.
It sounds like it is.
Yet,
it sounds like
but this is what it's going to sound like. And he's 11th in the standings. He kind of qualified up there, and he played very well at the Tour Championship this weekend in the top 5. So it sounds like it's going to happen.
That almost vindicated him, allowed him to make that decision. But if this blows up, that's where it gets risky because he's the story now. If he elects himself, he's the story of that whole event. Can he be a good player captain? First one that we've seen on the U.S. side for a while, and can the United States capitalize on this?
He could sweep all of his individual matchups, and they lose, and it still will be the wrong choice. He could play lights out, be the best golfer on the course between the two sides, but USA loses.
Because they could still blame him because of decisions that he made as a captain. That's why you get burned here.
Is this a bad look for us to do this at this moment?
Do what?
To have Keegan probably play
he's had a bit of a resurgence this whole season. But think about it. There's a conversation you're going to have with one of Patrick Cantlay, Ben Griffin, guys who are on the fringe, right? Who potentially can get in versus get out. He's just going to have that uncomfortable conversation. I would imagine most of the golfers are on board with him. I imagine that. I would agree. People like Keegan. They want to follow him. They've had conversations. Yeah. I assume that he's gotten the yes. But imagine that on the flip side for a second. I agree. I think he's probably going to choose himself. I'm still split on whether it's the right decision. Because imagine if it's this way. Imagine if he goes out there and says, I'm not going to play. I want to put out my all effort into being the captain, and I'm going to let the 12 golfers on the American side focus on being the 12 golfers on the American side. That will be falling on the sword. And if that works, heroic is not the right word. You can't be too hyperbolic about it, but he's the hero of the event because he gave that up in order to allow other guys to play.
After listening to Christian, though, talk about the full swing thing, I mean...
That's why it even adds to it, because every time he talks to the media and every time he talks to the fellow golfer on the team, they all know he gave up his spot for them to be there. That's where you're a leader and you're almost invigorating like a coach.
Yeah.
You're giving that up in favor of them. I'm just playing devil's advocate here that there is an argument to the other end of it, because if he stinks or if the U.S. loses, those walls come crumbling in on him. And then all of a sudden, whether you stink, then the fellow golfer is going to think differently of you, or you're great and you make bad decisions, and then the press is going to think badly of you. There's almost Mike said it, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yep.
Tricky spot. I don't know how I'd handle it personally. I think I'd probably choose myself.
And that's why I kind of question why he was democratically voted into being the captain.
That's the actual problem. You're exactly right, Mike. This was a mistake made by those people, and it was reactionary because of the bad look by Zach Johnson, who's a notoriously bit of a jerk in general. And every clip you see of Zach Johnson, you're like, I really don't like that guy. It was a shame that he was playing very well at the
They had
Masters.
to do somebody a little more separated. They should not have done an active player.
They should have just had him be locked in after all the drama last year and brought, he told me Tiger didn't want the job, so we go to Lefty. Have Lefty be the captain and then have Keegan be involved. I don't know. Maybe
But then it's viewed as, for a year you've had this role, and now you're going to give it up at the last possible second
do it now.
because now you're an individual golfer?
You can't do it now. That's why I said shame on them for having him be the captain at that time. It should have been someone else voted all those months back. Now, are we missing where this could be one of the better golf stories of the last 10 years where Keegan plays and the United States win and they're geniuses?
Or the flip.
Right. But
he doesn't play and they win.
I think we're focusing on the negatives right now. Could this be a positive in the sense of he plays, it works well, he has the feeling of, he's on the course. He knows how it's playing.
And another thing to add to him,
he's playing the course. He knows who's best for each situation.
He played at St. John's and their home course is Bethpage Black.
Even better.
But again, that's another level of a stress that, all right, number one, we know you know this course. The other fellow player and the fan, whether they're Northeast ties, goes into the fact of whether they're going to select him or not because if you have experience on this course. Experience in the Ryder Cup and experience on this course goes into the selection process. Now everybody thinks, all right, if he selects himself, all right, not only did you play in this course all throughout college, but you think you're good enough to do both at the same time. You didn't qualify with the points. And another thing to add, he said he would not play. I mean, this is before the Travelers, I believe, when he won a couple weeks ago. But he even said, if I don't qualify with the points, which the top 6 do, I'm not gonna force myself in. But now that he's playing well, and now that he's sort of peaking at a good time, he's got a different decision to make, and he sort of led you in the other direction.
Yeah, I'm going to be at Bethpage on the Sunday of the Ryder Cup.
You did get tickets for that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm booking my flight tomorrow. I've known I've been going for a while, but wanted to plan the weekend around it.
When did you get those tickets?
While ago.
Yeah.
Okay. This has been maybe 5 months. I knew that I was going 2 years, while last Ryder Cup was going on. But
for the better of the event, you should hope Keegan chooses himself.
Tell you what, that crowd is going to be so raucous. I kind of alluded to it yesterday when talking about the U.S. Open that's going on in New York right now. That's a little bit of a preview of what to expect.
You're going to get a blue collar, raucous is the right word. You're going to get a crazy crowd. And if he stinks,
exactly,
that's where you're going to crumble.
Yes.
Do we trust Keegan that much with the most pressure of the entire event in an international contest?
You will get the Bronx cheer. You will get boos to Americans.
They boo Judge, they'll boo him.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
He's from Boston, too. Hell.
Big time.
They will find a reason to boo him.
He can go from American hero to American disgrace in a matter of 3 days because everyone loves Keegan right now. Right now, Keegan Bradley, all he hears, let's go, Cap. Let's go, Cap. The entire TGL season he's getting that. His entire PGA Tour season he was getting that. Every single major, people are calling Captain Keegan Bradley. They love him. He's our fearless leader. Until you might make a decision that could appear as selfish.
Impact the course to favor your own game, not your fellow golfer's game. You put the wrong matchup together. You put the wrong duo together on the foursome. You do something wrong, or you make a decision based on a round that happened when you were playing, and it burns you. That's where this is really going to turn into a dumpster fire. I'm not saying it's the wrong decision. I'm just saying he should understand the stakes of what he is trying to. He said it's the biggest decision of his life. It's going to define Keegan Bradley's golf legacy is how he handles this.
Christian, and he has said, quote, some guys who think that they're going to be on the team are not going to be on the team.
Wow. Maybe it's a shot at JT.
JT will make it. JT and Morikawa are basically locked in. You're talking about,
Griffin,
yeah,
Cantley.
Griffin's going to be a Burns. Cantley's somebody who could get knocked out. McNeely's probably not going to get in. Goddard is somebody who is, I think, a Northeast guy who has ties to that course and he is probably on the outside looking in too.
Cam Young maybe too.
Wyndham Clark's a little bit of a head case.
Yeah, Wyndham's
top
probably
20,
not going to get it.
but
yeah. Cam Young's probably going to get it because he's experienced and he's playing very well right now.
He won finally.
Yeah. So because of that, I think that there's an opportunity.
Christian, if the United States does not win this Ryder Cup, well, what's the outcry here?
United States failed in the entire 2-year lead up, not just in the 3 days that it happened.
So it's even worse because you were supposed to learn from Rome. You didn't learn from Rome.
And it's on a U.S. course, a good U.S. course with a great U.S. crowd.
Yeah.
If the Europeans come in and knock them around, it's not going to look good. And Sam Burns, by the way, who plays well with Scheffler, who compliments him well, but is somebody who would be a rookie in the event. And the experience is something they take. Morikawa's really good, or at least was really good in 2021 at the Ryder Cup. Stuff like that goes into consideration. 888-760-3776. Keegan Bradley's going to have to make his decision on whether he selects himself as one of the 6 captain's choices or he defers it in favor of being a captain. What do you think? 888-760-3776. Should Keegan Bradley choose himself? Maybe if Christian Cat started going to Kaiser University to get some golf lessons a little earlier, he would be in the mix here. But he is no longer in consideration for a captain's choice.
Tell you what, if Keegan Bradley said, hey, Christian Cat, we're going to get you on the team, I'd say, you know what, for the betterment of the team and for the betterment of the United States of America, I will recuse myself. Maybe after a full year with the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center, I will accept that nod, and I will defend the boys in blue, the stars and stripes, because the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center, man, that is how you improve your golf game like a tour pro. They've got the facilities, they've got the tools, and the coaching you need to lower your handicap fast. Best facilities in the area. The outdoor facilities have the big chipping and putting area, the practice bunkers, a huge putting green, and a full swing practice area. But it's been pretty rainy recently in South Florida after a dry summer, so you know you got to go inside if you want to get your golf game right. With how unpredictable this weather is, the good thing is Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has a 2,000 square foot indoor training area, 3 hitting bays, private classroom, and they have the cutting-edge video and ball flight analysis technology to help you train like a tour pro. I have my next lesson on Thursday morning, me and Coach Pete. I think we're going to work on our irons again. And the last time we worked on my irons, I turned a 8-iron. My number was 130. That's where I hit my 8-iron. And after one lesson with Coach Pete at the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center, my 130-yard 8-iron went to 150 yards. Wow. 20 yards gained in distance in about 30 minutes with Coach Pete. Yeah, Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. It's in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
888-760-3776. Should Keegan Bradley choose himself as one of the 6 captain's choices for the 2025 Ryder Cup? Or should he fall on the sword, be a captain and only a captain, and let the golfers be the golfers? Let us know. 888-760-3776. That's Mike Rizzo. That's Christian Cat. Colin Russo. Russo and Rizzo. ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey! Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
This is ESPN 1063, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 1063, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
Well, football season on the horizon. The 2025 Week 1 is coming up this weekend. That reminds me of bowl season. The annual Boca Raton Bowl, ABC Supply Company Great Chefs Tailgate Showcase heats up on Wednesday, September 10th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. You can join ESPN 1063's Theo Dorsey at Boca Raton Innovation Campus in Boca Raton as dozens of local chefs, breweries, and cocktail masters serve their favorite tailgate classics. Tickets are on sale now and includes all food samplings, entertainment, beer, wine, cocktails, and soft drinks. Visit spiritofgivingnetwork.org/events to purchase their tickets today. Spiritofgivingnetwork.org/events to purchase your tickets today. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Catt. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063. Ryder Cup just a little over a month away. Keegan Bradley will make his final roster decisions, lineup decisions tomorrow on the 6 captain's choices and whether he is going to choose himself or his fellow golfers, his fellow comrades, remains to be seen. All eyes and all signs point to Keegan probably choosing himself, but in my opinion, therefore placing the most pressure of anybody at that event on himself. Should he choose himself? 888-760-3776. Should Keegan Bradley make that decision, choose himself? So your team, he's going to choose himself, Mike?
Yeah, he should. He's one of the best 12 players, and I think he could be a good comeback story for the Americans. He got smoked in Rome. Keegan Bradley was the odd man out. Get him on as captain, player captain, first time since 1963. I think it adds a little momentum to the story. Could it absolutely just botch and fall on its face and have the Americans get destroyed because he's not able to watch these matchups? He's not able to get tactical. How'd that work for Zach Johnson, though? You know, how did it work for him watching every single match and being tactical?
Grant, the United States have won some before with
Sure.
captains that are captains. It hasn't happened since Arnold Palmer.
Sure, but I kind of like it. It brings a little momentum. It brings a little zest. Sign me up for him being a player coach for the first time.
The one thing I completely agree with, I think it does bring. There's something about the American momentum.
Yeah,
and that's American. That's ambitious. It's go for it. It's we want the pressure. We want the chaos. That's what that's about.
And I'm a red-blooded American. Maybe that's, clouding my judgment a bit. But, sign me up, man. Sign me up.
We need to dominate this event.
And Christian's going to be there Sunday. No worries. We got our guy on site on Sunday. I got no worries.
We need to dominate. We need to dominate this event.
Yeah, we do. Now, the last time it was on American soil, we won.
Correct. 2021.
So, yeah, and it was legendary. I remember, man. That was a legendary win. So.
And before that, the Europeans won like 4 of the last 5 before that. The United States has not traditionally done well. Europeans have won 10. The United States has won 4 in their last 14 Ryder Cup matchups. So there's a lot riding on this in terms of reestablishing some American momentum for a sport that is primarily dominated by American stardom, at least in the majors. So the European team is probably a little better pound for pound, but with Scottie Scheffler as the best player involved, you get a couple good Ryder Cup players, and then maybe a little bit of intense, chaotic momentum and some pressure via Keegan Bradley.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll fire up the golfers.
Well, Scheffler, did you watch Happy Gilmore too, by the way?
I did.
All right. Well, let's hope he doesn't pull what he pulled in Happy Gilmore too.
That was a good bit, by the way.
It was a great bit.
That was the only good bit.
That
was the only good bit in the movie.
I enjoyed it, by the way. I actually enjoyed that movie. Side note.
Yeah. But the one thing about it is if the other golfer is into it, if they agree to it, I think this is fine.
Yeah.
But if you're Patrick Cantlay or you're Sam Burns or you're somebody that's going to lose a spot after putting together a campaign that's probably worthy of a spot, do you blame Keegan there or do you blame everybody else for electing Keegan in that position?
No, I don't blame Keegan at all. He's one of the best 12 players. He's one of the best.
But there's an argument to be made that he wouldn't be a play. He's Bill Russell in this scenario. Like he is the player coach.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like we're going in circles. I feel like at this point, Kyle, I am all for it. If he wants to do this for the first time since 1963, I am absolutely for it, and I trust his judgment. He was the one who got wronged in Rome, and it was a disaster. Let's trust the guy. He got voted on democratically. Was it a mistake at the time? Fine. Let's trust in Keegan Bradley. And by the way, all my golf buddies cannot stand Keegan Bradley.
Why is that?
I don't know. They don't like. I told you that. Now, for our loyal listeners, they understand I told this story earlier this week. But for those that didn't hear the story, my diehard golf friends, they had this fantasy golf league, and they were all in it. All of them can't stand Keegan, saying he's self-centered and all this stuff. So I'm going to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I think Keegan Bradley is going to lead us to victory.
It's a little selfish. Would you do the same thing?
Yeah. From one of the best players, absolutely, I'm playing.
One of the best players, though.
Yeah,
like you're not an automatic qualifier.
Yeah, I'm putting myself in. If I at the time, if I qualified enough, if I had more points, you
need the top 6 in points. You automatically qualify.
But even you told me he belongs there. Christian told me
he's one of the top 12 players in the world right now. He's playing great, but he is not an automatic qualifier. He is a decision made. He is not a lock by any stretch.
I watch majors and Ryder Cup. I'm not going to sit here saying I'm watching, the No Names Please Classic. Okay, so spare me with that. But from what I hear from you guys who consistently watch golf, he is one of the best 12 players. Therefore, he belongs on the roster. That simple. You're one of the best. You belong on the roster. You can completely poop the sheets. I'll live with it. You earned the spot.
That's where I think you get burned. I would be first in line to bash him if he screws that up.
He earned the spot. He earned the spot.
You earned the captainship, but also the captainship, you earned the spot. You would have automatically qualified if you earned the spot.
But he earned the spot for playing well on the PGA Tour for 8 months.
So did 3 other guys who are not going to get the call. Keep that in mind.
But he played better than the 3 other guys who didn't get the call.
Again, arguably, but yes. But there is an argument to be made that Keegan Bradley is not going to be the same golfer that he is at a normal event as he is at the Ryder Cup because of the pressure.
Isn't something kind of owed to him a bit too after being...
Via who? Via himself?
He got snubbed, no?
Sure, but he's the one making the decision. So it's not like somebody else is doing him right. He's doing himself right. Can't you see how that comes off as a little selfish in the eyes of the other golfer? He's not going to be the same golfer because of the pressure. Unless he rises to the occasion and puts some Herculean, Hercules-type performance. This is a tricky spot. Yeah. This is going to be a very dramatic tournament. That's why I think he should do it, because it adds to the dramatics, the theatrics. He has to do it now. But there was no doubt in my mind that unless he plays fantastic and the United States wins, there was going to be something to knock him for.
I am officially a Keegan Bradley guy, and I'm hitching the wagon to him. As of August 26th, so this is September.
You'll know tomorrow.
Month. We're a month away.
Everybody's assuming he's going to take himself.
We're a month away. September 26th is when this kicks off. Yeah, sign me up for a little Keegan Bradley. Sign me up. Player coach. First time since Arnie Palmer. So the little theme, magic, and mojo there.
I
right?
agree.
There's a little theme, magic,
The United
and mojo
States
there.
is about taking a swing. That's what built this country. That's what's going to continue to build this country as we take on the Ryder Cup. That's going to fire me up. Nothing like that. But I agree. If he screws up and if he stinks, there's going to be hell to be paid. But that is the American dream right there. High expectations, high risk, high reward. That's how it goes. We'll get into the second hour of Russo and Rizzo. On the flip side, that's Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat. It's Russo and Rizzo with a little 5 and 5 on the flip side of ESPN 106.3.
Attention, if you or anyone in your family has ever had any type of credit problem, stop what you're doing and listen closely. Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach is hosting a credit clinic today and tomorrow. Local bank representatives are on site and ready to offer special approvals to consumers who meet a few simple requirements. If you have a job bringing home just $350 a week, the credit clinic at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach wants to approve you and get you driving home in a brand new Kia today. That's right. If you've got a job bringing home $350 weekly, Greenway Kia wants to say yes today. So what are you waiting for? Don't miss the credit clinic, happening only today and tomorrow at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Visit greenwaykiawestpalmbeach.com for more details.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Credit affects down payment and approval terms.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and if you love football, you're in the right place. ESPN 106.3 has it all. Friday, high school game day is coming to your city. We're on campus for Treasure Coast at Jensen Beach. Coverage begins at 6 here on ESPN 106.3.
2025 Florida football ticket packages are on sale now. Don't miss any of the 6 home games, including the home opener on August 30th versus Long Island, the SEC home opener versus Texas on October 4th, and Senior Day versus Florida State on November 29th. Visit FloridaGators.com and secure your seat for all the action only in the Swamp.
It's a Twin Peaks Tuesday. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge for eats, drinks, and scenic views. This is ESPN 106.3.
What if every use of your debit card turns spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact Checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
A resort destination beyond compare, yet conveniently close to home. The Breakers Palm Beach offers everything you desire with the service you deserve in a breathtaking oceanfront setting. Immerse yourself in unparalleled seaside glamour and enjoy all the Breakers has to offer as you create lasting memories with those who matter most. The best part, you don't have to travel far to feel worlds away. Visit thebreakers.com or call 1-800-BREAKERS today.
It's heating up fast in Palm Beach County. Hey, it's Colin, and if your AC isn't ready for the Florida heat, now is the time to call John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Since 1960, John C. Cassidy has kept homes cool and comfortable. Don't wait for a breakdown. Upgrade your system today with great financing available. Be sure to ask about the Cassidy Care Program for year-round peace of mind. Cassidy is proud to support our local community, including the YMCA and the Palm Beach Gardens Youth Athletic Association. Stay cool. Stay prepared with Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Visit CassidyAC.com.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet, home of Inter Miami, Miami Heat, and the Miami Dolphins. Catch all the action and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 106.3. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. Wager terms and conditions apply. Considered by gambling. Call 1-888-ADMIT.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar and Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Touchdown! Racetrack is proud to support our local high school football teams. Whether it's Friday night lights or tailgate parties, Racetrack has whatever gets you going to fuel all the gridiron excitement this fall. Grab your favorite snacks, crispy chips, delicious Nathan's hot dogs, sweet treats, or our house-made pizza slices. Don't forget to quench your thirst with a variety of ice-cold drinks. Racetrack, your one-stop shop to fuel your football Fridays.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
All into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
Second hour, Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, and Christian Cat. Streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter /X at ESPN West Palm. Also on your radio dial, ESPN 106.3. We got Christian Cat behind the glass at the City Place Studios. You missed any of the program today, missed any of that first hour, go listen back. Russo and Rizzo, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, any of those great places. Christian Cat, our producer today behind the glass. How are you today, my friend? What's going on?
Doing pretty good. Preparing for the move.
Which is this week.
It's this week, happening this weekend. We'll see how it goes. Not a big fan of moving, but we'll get there.
How you doing it? Are you getting a U-Haul?
Yeah. Gonna make it work.
All right. Did you sold your couch yet?
Have not sold the couch yet.
All right.
I'm really no bites, no nibbles. No,
you're going to dump it on the side of the road. Looking forward to that for you.
No.
You're going to dump it on the side of the road. You got too much pride to do that.
I would never relinquish my pride and joy. It's my babies, my eldest son and my youngest daughter, my couch and my love seat. I would never give that away for nothing.
Right.
Again, for anyone listening, if you're in the market for a full couch and a love seat that has a
this is honestly
4,
your best way. This is your best way to do it.
4 USB cords. Everything works perfectly on it. 4 power recliners, 4 cup holders on the love seat, 2 cup holders on the couch. It is in pristine condition. It's microfiber. It's a bluish gray color. I've treated it very nicely. It can withstand whatever your household has to provide. Hit me up, please. I've got couches for sale, and if you've got $1,000, they're yours.
Well, if you're in the market for a couch, but more importantly, if you're a sports fan, open up the ESPN app and you could see that it's new and brand new. The ESPN app has officially rebranded the direct-to-consumer product launched as of last week. What does that mean? Well, you check out your ESPN app, and all of a sudden, it's a little bit more personalized to you. You can find your favorite teams, link your favorite teams, and check out the Verts feature or the Sports Center for You feature, where you just scroll like any other social media site, and it's boom, your team, boom, your interest, boom, your sport. You're interested in the golf, you're interested in the baseball, you're interested in the Yankees, you're interested in the Mets, you're interested in the Miami Dolphins. You scroll, and it's catered to you specifically. I think it's one of the best features ESPN has ever put out, and they just did it on the app. You can check it out today. Also, you can check out all the shows like Sports Center, First Take, College Game Day, which is coming back this weekend with Lee Corso and the crew making his final pick for that Ohio State-Texas game. And you could also stream the whole 30 for 30 library. SportsCenter customized for you. They thought of everything, and they're putting the consumer, putting the fan first. That's the new SportsCenter app. You could sign up today outside of cable subscriptions. That is the SportsCenter ESPN direct-to-consumer product. Let's bounce around a little bit. Let's have a little fun. Let's do a little 5 and 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking big time.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU athletics. Earn up to $700 per year with Boost checking from Flagler Credit Union. Number 1.
Let's go to the association, the National Basketball Association, who aren't making that many big news stories today. But Mark Cuban, he made some news because, remember, he was the former majority owner of the Dallas Mavericks. And what was the biggest story of the 2024-2025 NBA season? It was the midseason bombshell trade out of nowhere, where the Dallas Mavericks gave away their franchise cornerstone player, Luka Doncic. And what did Mark Cuban say? He felt a little bit remorse, even though he wasn't in the building.
And we all were, hurt when Luka got traded. Me, as much as anyone, because I felt like I let people down, by not being there.
Do you believe Mark Cuban when he says he believes he let people down by not being there?
I don't know if he could say this now. If the 6 months in between them getting Cooper Flagg as the number 1 overall pick and then making that trade, that 4 months really, if he said it then, I'd put more stock into it. But I think the Maverick fan, weirdly enough, has moved on because of how it played out. Maybe he's got a little bit of seller's remorse because he gave up on the Mavericks and basically the controlling power. And Luka was his guy. That was a guy who he traded for on draft night. But sitting here, the Mavericks got a good piece out of this. And I thought it was complete nonsense that they were able to steal that number 1 overall pick. But the fact that happened, I have a hard time seeing Cuban sitting here now still memorializing the legacy of Luka Doncic or the Mavericks uniform when they're really looking to turn over a new leaf.
Yeah, and I know Doncic is his guy. And for me to sit here and say they're better off with Cooper Flagg than Luka at this point right now would be foolish. But to Colin's credit, Christian, I really do think Mav fan is moving on to Cooper Flagg, the great roster they have right now. Dare I say the Mavericks are in a better situation than the Lakers? Like, I know.
As of today, I would. I 3-year period, yeah, I agree.
My dad and I have a saying, it's never count out LeBron. And I listen, the last 2 years, maybe that doesn't hold anymore with what we've seen from LeBron and the Lakers, but year 2 of Luka, let's see what happens with him and Bron in Los Angeles. Now, it's assuming LeBron's still there. That's a whole nother conversation. He's kind of been complete radio silent. But I really do like Mark Cuban, guys. On a side note, going back to Shark Tank, even take it a step further, my sister works for the Mavericks.
He made the Mavs accessible. He did.
He did, and he left significant care packages for all the employees. He is a standout guy. I mean, Mark Cuban is a standout guy.
He was good with the tickets. He was good with all that.
But also, to be still talking about this on August 26th when they have Cooper Flagg now, I think is a little bit of a waste of time. But that was his guy. He drafted him, and he feels like he kind of let Dallas down a bit. But I go back to, I think the Mavs are in a better situation than the Lakers. So.
Number 2.
Big game Saturday. Big noon kickoff on Saturday. It is number 1, Texas. It is number 2, Ohio State. It's the second biggest game of the weekend, and there might be a lot of pressure on Arch Manning, and Texas is back. But how is Arch Manning responding to the pressure? Take a listen to what he had to say to the media.
Are you mentally prepared to have that huge X on your back all season long where everybody is going to be coming for you?
I mean, I think that's all of us at Texas, and I think we kind of try to shift the narrative, and we're going for everyone else. Target's not on our back. We got a red dot on everyone else.
If you didn't hear what he was saying, he said the target's not on Texas's back. Texas has a red dot on everybody else. What's a successful season for the Texas Longhorns?
I love that. That's a great quote.
I do too.
I'm not going to lie. That's a great quote.
I do too. And I've told you guys in shows past, I'm a big Arch Manning fan. I actually don't mind Texas as a program. I respect Texas, but they are the enemy coming up this weekend. And vice versa, man. I think Ohio State's ready to be an elite program where you're going to win multiple national championships in a couple of years. Ryan Day has an opportunity to do that. College football is wide open, Colin. I think that's one thing we could agree on. If you think
it's
the Buckeyes
wide open
are good,
unless Texas walks in and beats them down, then all of a sudden it's not wide open.
National championship, coming off a national championship, home crowd. the two best players
That
in
would
the
be
country.
the moment. That would be the moment where you're like, okay.
It would be, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think a lot of people forget how good Ohio State is. Did they lose a lot, Colin? Absolutely. Do they have new coordinators? Absolutely. But I think they forget how good the roster is. This is going to be a great matchup. Regardless, I think this is going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a touchdown game, 3-point game. It's going to be an awesome watch coming up.
If I was an Ohio State fan, that
fires
quote,
me
that
up.
would, no, that quote would make me nervous.
No, God, no.
All right.
I'm not nervous with Jeremiah and Caleb Downs. I'm more nervous.
A receiver and a safety.
But we saw how much of an impact a receiver can have in the playoff. Now, I know Will Howard, who's put some respect on his name, but I think with what's around, I compared Julian saying to driving a Ferrari yesterday, and I'll do it again. All you got to do is just drive it straight. You don't got to drag race it. You don't got to, be flashy in it. Don't got to race people at red lights. Just drive the car.
I honestly, I could see it happening. Texas gets the ball first. They go right down the field and score.
I don't see that.
And then you're putting a ton of pressure on Sayin to come in there and respond, even in a home crowd environment. That is how that game could play out in my head.
Jack Sawyer not there to save the day.
Got preseason All-American, had the best secondary in the country, have arguably the best linebacker core in the country.
That's where you'd be sitting there.
I don't see that happening.
And I know they responded after that. Notre Dame did that, but like you'd be sitting there like, uh-oh. Like this is going to be.
But, and listen, now I don't want to get too into the nitty and gritty on the Buckeye D-line. They're going to be just fine. They're going to be just fine on that D-line. I promise you.
All right.
Number three.
Well, while Ohio State should be focusing on number 1 Texas, they instead are, shocker, worried about Michigan instead, because there are conflicting reports out there about whether or not Ohio State has banned Dave Portnoy, famous Michigan fan. He is a Barstool Sports founder. He is now a Fox Sports personality.
Big noon guy.
Yeah.
Big noon kickoff. He should be on that show, and he should be on that show at the tail end when they take the party inside the stadium. Ohio State has reported that they did not ban him from the stadium. Apparently, there's conflicting reports that maybe Fox decided to not bring Dave Portnoy inside the stadium for the tail end of the show. How did you consume this news,
All right,
Mike?
I didn't realize that they didn't. Before Mike goes, I didn't realize that they're allowing him in the building now. Or is he not going to be there? And this is a Fox decision?
So what happened, boys? Bobby Carpenter, former Buckeye linebacker, has a pretty popular Buckeye podcast. He came out and said that the Buckeyes aren't going to let Portnoy into the stadium. That proved to be not right. Ross Bjork, the AD of Ohio State, said, "Hey, we didn't ban Portnoy." I am with Christian. I think this is more of a Fox decision. I jokingly told my Buckeye group text, I don't think Urban Meyer would let him in the stadium, but this is a waste of time. This is why other fan bases hate Ohio State fan bases so much.
But wait, hold on.
It
Are
really
we
is
blaming
for stupid
Ohio
stuff.
State for this or blaming Fox?
Regardless, if there's any sort of factuality that the Buckeyes would ban Portnoy, that's a waste of time. Who cares if Dave is in the building? Personally, with me, as a diehard Ohio State fan, I like Portnoy. I think he's great for the rivalry. I think he's an ultimate troll, and he has every right to sit there with his king crown. They've won 4 in a row. Give him some credit. Give Michigan some credit. Did they cheat 2 of the years? Fine, but they beat your butt fair and square 2 years in a row and won a national championship. It's time to put respect on that, and I think the Buckeyes should be worried about kicking the crap out of Texas. Let Dave walk in there and watch us win by 2 scores, Colin.
All right.
And we're coming for him this year
Let me get this straight.
in Michigan.
Ohio
all right?
State did not ban him. So there's nothing Ohio State did wrong here.
No, it's Bobby Carpenter and
Now-
the false reporting that happened.
So that is one situation. To give Portnoy some credit on how the story developed as well, he set out a 5-minute statement, talked to the camera, and he said that the Barstool Sports college football show that they go from town to town and they do their show is not allowed on campus.
See, that's not right because Barstool employs a lot of Ohio State guys, too. He has more Ohio State guys on the payroll than Michigan guys.
So that's what
This
he's
is
really
bad.
upset about, the fact that the Barstool thing is not allowed on campus, but he is not allowed in the building just off of Fox's decision.
Colin, he was 100, and Christian and Colin, he was 100% right when he said, this is proof that Ohio State fans go to sleep thinking about Michigan. It's true. It's so true. Like, just let them do whatever the hell they want. Why does it matter? Go win on the field and prove yourself on the field. As a diehard Ohio State fan, that's what I want them to do. Let Portnoy in there. Let them see the ass kicking that we're about to give to Texas.
Yeah,
Please.
I'm surprised by that. That Fox didn't want him in there. I feel like that's good buzz. They're looking to compete with what Game Day is going to put on. Wouldn't you want somebody who is a big Ohio State hater to draw some buzz into being at an Ohio State game in Ohio State without Michigan there.
The fans because
or maybe they thought he'd derail the whole thing by making it about Michigan, which totally could happen.
Christian, where they set them up at the shoe as well.
For Fox's Big Noon
where
kickoff.
they set up Fox for Big Noon. There's fans all around. They'd be booing the hell out of him. It'd be awesome. It would be awesome if Portnoy was in the building playing the villain.
Yeah, like an element of this like ratings battle is getting the viral moment. It's Lee Corso's last game day. So they're going toe-to-toe with that and try to get people to turn on their channel than ESPN's channel.
And they're not going to concede.
No, I feel like putting Portnoy in there would heighten the chances of competing.
You want to know what I would say? Don't worry. They're going to get the views at noon unless they don't figure out YouTube TV. I'm about to not have the game.
Yeah.
I'm about to not have the game.
So I wouldn't worry about that. This happens every year.
So Christian,
because I'm actually personally affected by this in a different way than you are.
Sure.
Because my live TV subscription is expiring literally today. So I have to choose on how I am getting my live TV, how I'm getting my sports, and I'm juggling between YouTube TV, maybe Sling, maybe something else, and I don't know what to do.
End of the day Wednesday, they have a decision. End of the day Wednesday is when they can figure it out. Tomorrow.
Dang.
Yeah. So, and to Colin's point, they've done this before.
Yeah, this happens every year.
But, brother, this is, 1 versus 3. This is the first time a number 1 team in the country is a dog.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. They'd be a really bad. I'd be very upset. And I'm paying out the wazoo with the NFL package. I mean, I'm paying an extra $35, $40 a month for the NFL full package.
YouTube TV is not going to let that happen.
They better not, because
they're going to lose subscribers off that. They're going to lose thousands of subscribers off that specific game.
They better not.
Including maybe Mike. Would you move on?
No. I realize
you're too loyal.
There's no better product.
Clearly, hold on. If they don't have the Fox game on, then.
But at the same time, they'll end up getting it. Like, is it going to affect me for a week? Yes. Will it suck? Yes. I have workarounds. My buddy Johnny can can stream it in Discord for me. Like, I'll be watching the game, but give me a better product and I'll buy it. You know me. I'm the ultimate consumer. Capitalism was built on how Mike Rizzo operates.
Commercials are aimed at you.
Seriously.
Commercials are aimed at you.
Capitalism was built on how I operate,
Department stores are still a thing because of you.
Brother, if I like it, I'll buy it. Trust me. Give me a better product.
Number 4.
Yeah. Speaking of college football week 1, apart from Texas-Ohio State, my favorite game, actually including Texas-Ohio State, is Notre Dame-Miami this weekend. What is your most anticipated college football game this weekend if you can't choose Texas-OSU?
LSU-Clemson, I'm very intrigued in. Curious to see if Louisville keeps up with Tennessee as well. But that LSU-Clemson game, it's going to be, if LSU wins that game on the road, then this adds another component, another big dog, another Goliath to the SEC ranks. Because that is all of a sudden becomes a team that is going to be top 2 and top 3 in the conference just off of that win alone.
Yep.
And Clemson is coming off a year where they had a terrible week 1 game last year. They don't want that to happen again. They open and close with SEC games. They lost both last year. They don't want that to happen again. They want to split, but they also want to start out hot. LSU's got more riding on it, but I think that LSU-Clemson game with 2 returning quarterbacks can be fascinating.
I think they're 2 great teams. I think they're 2 teams that are going to be in the college football playoff. I'm very high on LSU this year, very high on Clemson, and I know we'll continue to break that down as the week progresses. But, Kyle, I kind of lean LSU that game. I do, just because I think Kelly needs the game more than Dabo.
On the road.
But there's something to be said about, hey, it's a lot of momentum with Clemson possibly being back with the great roster they have returning. I got to see it to believe it with Clemson, but that's a great matchup. Now, I'm going to go, and I understand we work with a lot of Florida State fans. We got a ton of Seminole fans currently listening to the program right now. I think Florida State being good in college football is good for the sport. Florida State, I'm going, with my football, my soccer fandom, I'm going through what Florida State fans are going through right now. A once proud and really good club just not up to standards right now, and I wonder what they're gonna look like. I am locked into Alabama and Florida State at 3:30. I got to see what Mike Norvell and that team looks like after. I got to be honest, Colin. I think they had another bad kind of training camp. Is that game really going to determine anything for you, though? It will, because it's a good measuring stick. If they are in the game, if it's a 1-score game come the fourth quarter, hats off me. If it's a absolute blowout, and like then the news starts getting heavy on Norvell for getting the hook out of there. So I the reason I'm looking at that is because Florida State, number one, I think needs to be good for the ACC and college football. And I saw too many ridiculous TikToks of Nicholas Castellanos and stupid stories of him saying
I feel like
that
I wanna nip this in
Alabama.
the bud. It's Castellanos. I can't do a full season with it.
Castellanos?
No, Castellanos.
I'm surprised by that too.
Castellanos.
No. And just because you like saying it that way does not mean that's how it's pronounced.
Tom Hamilton.
Well, I mean, I
Guardian
think
play-by-play man.
Nick Castellanos. So,
Yeah.
like, I mean, he's
well,
tomato, tomato.
Here's the thing. To Christian's credit.
It's not Nick Castellanos.
Hang on. Do you want to know why?
It is.
Yes.
Do you want to know
I'm
why?
thinking of the Tom Brenneman famous call. He did Castellanos.
Right. They're two different people. They're not
I
in the
know,
same
I understand, but it's the same last name, which is why I say it's
Castellanos.
okay, yeah. Nick Castellanos says it like
So
Castellanos.
it's
All right. We're on the same page.
Hang on, Christian. It's Castellanos.
Castellanos.
Jeez Louise.
With the,
no.
enunciate your L's. Enunciate your L's.
Castellanos.
Yes.
Castellanos.
Are you sure about that?
Positive.
It's not Castellanos.
Never has been, never
All right,
will be.
Regardless.
Well, why does Nick Castellanos say it that way?
Two different people.
Regardless, with him and the ridiculous TikToks claiming that they're, basically going to be back. Everyone's going to find out they're back against Bama. That's a kid who quit on the team last year, and that's who Norvell's hitching his wagon to. Give me Florida State at 3:30. That's what I'm looking forward to outside the two big games of Clemson and LSU and Ohio State and Texas.
What are you looking forward to, Christian?
Definitely Miami, Notre Dame. If I could only watch one game this weekend, it would be that game. I would skip Texas, Ohio State. We watched that game about 8 months ago.
About 4 games ago?
Yeah, I'm okay. Give me Miami, Notre Dame, because I want to see what Carson Beck is made of, and I want to hate watch Notre Dame. They have been slid in as my least favorite team in college football as a Penn State fan.
I wonder why. Yeah.
I want to see Miami truly be a power in college football. I think it makes our jobs a whole lot better. And I'm looking forward to that. But also a nice little dessert tossed in on Monday with TCU, North Carolina.
Yeah.
That game would get swallowed up, and it shouldn't. But it would get swallowed up on a Saturday 12 o'clock kick. But instead, standalone game.
They got no NFL this week. They take advantage.
Perfect.
If I can, boys, I hate, and obviously we all hate Ohio State and Texas being at noon, but if the Buckeyes lose, it's just going to, you know what I mean? It just deflates the whole day.
It's a perfect week to lose.
But it deflates
Perfect team to lose,
but
too.
Wait, hold on. It deflates your day.
Yeah, exactly. It deflates my whole day.
I'm fine.
Like, I know you're fine, but
Wisconsin's
like,
going to lose on Thursday to a MAC school.
All of a sudden, Christian, I go, I'm college football. I'm college football.
If Arch Manning plants a flag at the midfield,
Go
what are
for
you
it.
talking? Okay,
Go for it.
You don't care.
I don't care. I was, and granted, come on. Remember at the time I scolded us. I'm the realist, and granted, Colin would disagree.
Realistic
I am
about
the
what?
realistic Buckeye fan where I know,
Delusional.
I understand that, banning Portnoy and making rules about that's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're willing
Come
to
on,
admit
guys.
that.
That's
all right.
that's ridiculous. And if we're not the best team in the country the year, I'll tell you, I'm not sitting here delusional about it.
Hold on.
right?
They weren't the best team in the country until about that second playoff game last year
The
in the
only
postseason.
thing you can give me crap for is the Ryan Day stuff, which I deservedly agree.
First 2 weeks of
I
December,
agree.
you were ready to,
But
hang up his cleats, lock his...
Everyone was.
Yeah.
All of us Buckeye fans were.
All right. Number 5.
Number 5.
Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are engaged. It happened earlier today. It was posted on Instagram. When your English teacher marries the gym teacher. That was the caption on Instagram. The most liked Instagram post, I believe, is from Lionel Messi with 76 million likes. Does this beat that?
No.
I hope not.
Definitely not. What is it at?
I
do you
hope
know?
not. I don't know.
You find out for that. No way.
I haven't looked at it.
Yeah, I think about it. It's an American consumer who cares about it.
and listen, I know a lot of people care about it and stuff. It's just not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. And
4 hours in, 18 million likes.
That's not hitting 76.
No, it's not.
That's not hitting 76.
I just find it a bit crazy. And granted, I told you this is from past relationships and everything, but I find it crazy that I get grilled for video games and anime, but stuff like this flies. People losing their minds about this stuff. That's okay in societal norms. And listen, I know I'm an odd bird. I know I'm an odd little duck. But at the same time,
You're allowed to have your interests.
But this is
it's
this
being
is like
force-fed.
nuts.
It's
This
being
is like
force-fed. I didn't even care what she was showed during the broadcast.
Colin,
I really didn't even care.
You got to say this is a waste of time. This is a waste of time.
No,
it really is.
The early part annoyed me more.
First couple games was really bad.
I don't even care about that. I don't even care about it. Show her during the game. I don't give a damn. It never bothered me.
I really don't. There's so much dead period in a sports
It never
broadcast.
bothered me.
They move the camera around everywhere. I understand that at first it was a little much and they talked about it a ton, but I think they found a little bit of a breathing room.
And I
don't
told
know.
you, I think
there's no game play. They're not showing her during a play.
Right, and Christian, selfishly, Kelsey's from Northeast Ohio. He's dating the biggest global superstar maybe ever outside of Elvis. At least my grandfather would tell you that. But you get what I'm saying? Like it gives a guy like me hope that there's still someone out there, But at the same time, my God, I don't have to look at every girl on Instagram posting it's the greatest day of your life. Get a better life. Honestly, get a better life. If this is the greatest day of your life, you got to look at yourself in the mirror.
I don't think you need
Find
to go
an
on
anime
Instagram.
show to watch. That's
God,
it.
but honestly, not even that. Like, if you're posting about this and you're crying about it, I'm wondering about you. I know you're wondering about me watching JJK for Pladia. No one cares.
Congratulations to them.
Well, I don't need to see it on Instagram.
They can post.
15,000 girls.
They're allowed to post it.
If you got invited to the wedding, would you go?
Out of spite, probably not. I'd go.
Come on, all right, yeah.
I'd go because Kelsey's from Cleveland. How about that?
I'd
go because Kelsey's from
Northeast
Northeast
Ohio. It's going to be
Ohio.
all a bunch of celebrities.
Okay,
that does nothing for me.
I asked the Swiftie in the office if she'd give up a year's salary to be invited to that wedding and be in the wedding, and she thought about it.
Yeah, correct. And how about this?
She thought about it. That's like the dinner with Jay-Z or like $30 million. She thought about it.
I'd rather sit at home and play Outer Worlds and watch sports.
No money for the
honestly.
entire year. No money. $0 to your name.
But
over a full year.
But even with the Kodak Black thing, Kyle, people are like, Riz, did you take a picture with him? No. I don't need a picture with Kodak Black. He's a nice rapper. I got his songs.
The video is more than enough.
I got his songs.
You had a conversation with him.
Yeah,
the video is
more
than
than enough.
But everyone's like,
one of the great things.
Dude, you didn't get a picture? I don't need a friggin' picture with Kodak. I got a job to do. I did my job. I left.
You're shoving over 14 and 15-year-olds. Hey, you're getting a flick. Come on, Kodak.
You asked him what he's doing in Palm Beach County. And he plugged Mar-a-Lago.
And he laughed hysterically after.
Excellent.
See, I think that's more interesting than this.
Speaking of laughing hysterically, Bob Carter's Actors Rep is your home for local comedy and performance arts. Christian Catt and Theo Dorsey debuted their stand-up comedy earlier this month. I guess earlier this summer, really, back in July. And courtesy of Bob Carter's Actors Rep, we were able to do our punchline picks punishment, which we have to come up. Are we starting that this week?
Yeah, we are.
Wow, we'll figure that out tomorrow. But we got to come up with a punishment in that regard. But for more than 40 years, Actors Rep has been the creative home for bold storytelling, transformative arts education, and local talent right here in West Palm Beach. And now, this beloved nonprofit theater needs your help today. They're raising up to $40,000 to keep that stage alive. Every dollar counts. You could help. Donate today by going to GoFundMe.com/SaveActorsRep and help us keep the curtain rising for generations to come. Let's keep the arts alive. Together with Bob Carter's Actors Rep. That's Christian Catt, Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
The season is kicking off. Keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the field, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8-star rating, EDS is trusted as the MVP, and it has been since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Kick off your game day comfort and don't sweat the small stuff.
It's the summer clearance event at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, and they need to sell 250 new Kias by month's end. Get up to $11,000 off MSRP. New Tellurides from $38,998, and lease the 2025 Kia K4 for just $199 a month with $34.99 due at signing. Plus, get 0% financing and up to $6,000 over KBB value for your trade. Open daily at 7:30 a.m. with no hidden fees and no surprises. Visit GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com today.
We want want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Right now is the best time to upgrade because once these deals are gone, they're gone for good. Don't wait around and let someone else drive away in the Kia you've been dreaming about. Your new ride is waiting for you at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach.
With approval to KFA, stock number SG005991. MSRP $45,235. 10,000 miles per year, plus tax tag and $9.99 admin fee. Discount includes all Kia factory rebates to dealer. Negative equity refinanced. Offers don't combine. Expires 9/15/25.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Let's go to the Rapids. Go splash, go wild, go together. With over 40 water slides and family-friendly fun, there's something for everyone. Save big on tickets and season passes this summer when you buy online. Upgrade and get unlimited visits, free parking, and more with a season pass. Experience the all-new Mega Mayhem, Florida's first dueling water coaster. Visit rapidswaterpark.com to buy now. Rapids, South Florida's largest water park. Let's go.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. ESPN 106.3, streaming live, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm. Christian Cat, our producer behind the glass today. Traveling all around the high school scene, doing our play-by-play. Does a great job with Jimmy Ward, which you can hear on Friday nights right here on these very airwaves.
Who?
And Christian, did I get the name wrong?
Yeah.
Jimmy Ward.
Not Jimmy Ward.
Are you going to make me guess? I mean,
no, I feel like you got to stew in that for a little bit.
All right, I'll think about that. Nonetheless, on your way there, you go over to Racetrack and you get yourself a nice meal, don't you?
I love Racetrack because they're more than just a one-stop shop for a football tailgate. They are our local high school team's biggest fans. With their whatever gets you going style of convenience, they mean that literally. Whatever gets you going, whether it's the ice-cold drinks, the salty snacks, sweet treats, freshly made in-house pizza, on your demand, a fresh cup of coffee. Racetrack proudly operates under the mission of making people's lives simpler and more enjoyable, serving as a one-stop shop for quality and convenience on the go. At a Racetrack, you're not just a customer, you're part of the team. 7.5 million strong every week. From the Friday night lights to unforgettable touchdowns that light up the scoreboard, Racetrack is proud to support and fuel the passion and spirit of our young athletes. So support the businesses that support our youth. Go to Racetrack all year round, specifically in the fall, to cheer on your favorite high school football team. At Racetrack, we're proud to fuel dreams by supporting our local high school teams. Together, we're making a difference.
All right, I've sat in it.
I'm going to end this. It's Jimmy Bell. And he's a
Jimmy
great
Bell.
guy. And
Jimmy,
he
well,
coached,
I was thinking of the safety, Jimmy Ward.
He coached Devin Hester at Suncoast. Called the game with him last year when Christian was unavailable.
It's
okay. He's a good guy, though.
Christian making me soak in my failures was one thing. I mean, geez. I mean, come on. Can we give me a break here? Can we help me out a little bit? Oh my God. Nonetheless, Christian does do a great job with. Wow. One more time.
High School Game Day and Jimmy Bell.
No, Jimmy Bell.
And Jimmy, by the way,
not my finest
Christian,
moment.
It's got a really good ring to it, too.
Does.
Jimmy Bell could be
I'm
the
thinking
new
of
host
Jimmy Ward.
of
I'm thinking
a late night show.
I'm thinking of Jimmy Ward.
And Colin, honest to God, I picked his brain after a game in the parking lot for we talked for 30 minutes, trying to get to our cars. But he's one of the better football minds in the area. And Christian, how about you guys? The stream you guys do, dude? It is hot, man. It is really doing well, our Top 63 stream and our Game of the Week.
You can check that out on Friday nights. Usually our Game of the Week starts at 6:30, 7 o'clock, depending on the week. This week is 7 p.m., I believe. So you can catch that right here on ESPN 106.3 with Treasure Coast and Jensen Beach. Christian will be live on site. Mike and I will not be on site. We'll be at the studio, but we'll take you up until kickoff. There you got college football week 1 coming up this weekend. And it's that time of the year where people are making their playoff picks, making their futures picks. We'll save that for tomorrow because we're going to have Joe Fortenbaugh of ESPN Bet going to be joining us live.
I love Joe. Great Big Ten man.
You got to come up with
Penn
your
State
now,
man.
Don't give them away now.
Yeah.
But you got to come up with your futures.
I already got it. I got them. Don't worry.
Your college football futures?
I got
Do you have your NFL futures?
I got them.
You got your NFL futures as well?
Got them all. I came prepared. One. We had Kyle, I told you I went on a walk. I wanted to clear the mind a little bit before the show. And I looked with our good friends at Hard Rock Bet, and I found 3 in each sport that I really like of college football and NFL. So wait for it tomorrow.
So you got 3.
You got 3,
each.
and they're over/under win totals.
Joe's the bet guy, so he'll break it. If you're wrong,
is.
he's going to tell you.
He is. And I also think tomorrow would be a good day to possibly, I feel like, Kyle, which teams we think have the best chance of making the college football playoff, maybe a little Super Bowl odds.
I'll take a couple playoff odds. I'll take a playoff odds. But
yeah.
I talked about it a little earlier in the week. I'm Clemson guy. That's my
Which
team.
is fine.
Listen, I can't be a Wisconsin guy because Wisconsin is going to be terrible. Wisconsin is going to win 5 games.
I think that road game for Ohio State's going to be a little harder than a couple
You
of my
have
friends
your
think.
Ohio State, but if I'm going to choose a contender to ride with, I'm going to be a Clemson.
Yeah, for sure. Fine, yeah.
I'm a Tiger.
Whiskey will be back. Luke Fickell will get him back.
No, he will not. No, he will
It's
not.
an Ohio State guy. He'll figure it out.
No, he will not. I think the Big Ten might have a bad year. How about that? Does that upset you as a Big Ten homer?
No, because I think Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, and Oregon are probably all going to lose 2 games this year. The schedules are favorable. A lot of those teams, dude. Oregon
2 win. That's a playoff team.
Guys, Oregon, Ohio State, and Michigan. Obviously, Ohio State and Michigan play each other, but Michigan and Ohio State don't play Oregon this year.
How do you view a bad season for a conference? A bad season for a conference is probably not advancing very far collectively.
Yeah.
In the college football playoff, and if you have intersection games in the bowls or in the regular season, you lose those.
You want to know what I call the last 2 years for the SEC? They have not had a representative in the national championship game.
Good point. Those are bad years.
Those are bad years for the SEC. And if I'm going to hold the Big Ten accountable, who has the last 2 championships, you got to do the same thing. I feel like Big Ten very top heavy, and we say this every year. Big Ten very top heavy. I think those 4 teams that I named.
The Big Ten's always top
But
heavy.
what I'm saying is, I think those 4 teams that I named, and listen, I got to see it from Michigan too. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. They're cheaters, and the karma's coming for them. But quickly, I think those 4 teams that I mentioned could go toe-to-toe with Texas. I think Texas is the number 1 dog right now, preseason in the SEC. There's a lot of unknown in the SEC. There's a lot of good teams.
There's a lot of unknown.
Hold
on. It's the same
good
thing.
Teams
outside
are
of Penn
great
State.
teams.
It's the same thing in the Big Ten.
Ohio State's a great team, and I can't wait for you kids to learn about it all year long.
All right. Bias aside. All right. Other than that, let's exclude them. Every other team other than Penn State has a lot of questions.
Now that
I think Oregon's a great team. I think Dante Moore.
Oregon has questions.
Dante Moore at the quarterback position. I think that's all Dan Lanning needs.
And that's questions.
They got great receivers and a good defense.
Questions.
Colin, you said that about what judges a good season
for a conference.
I think it's only playoff results.
I think so too.
Every other bowl game is a 0.
Playoff representation?
Yeah, a combination of representation and how they play in those games.
You got to put, honestly, no, take representation out of there. You got to win the games. Like Texas last year, the SEC technically down, but I give Texas credit. They had a tough game against Clemson, tough game, really got tested against Arizona State. All right, and it looks like, State was better than maybe I gave them credit for. I didn't expect them to be in that game at all.
Played really well in the game, too.
Let's call it for what it is. It was the best game of the playoff.
Yeah,
I think it's the best game of the playoff.
Riz, I think you're right, because if there are 6 SEC teams in the playoffs, but there are not an SEC team in the national championship game, it's a horrible season for the SEC.
It is, but I think
the conference views that as a big misfire.
Now Texas also, it was a good season for them last year, but it's time to make that next step. You got Arch now, and you made the semifinal 2 years in a row. I think all the hopes and dreams are riding on Texas, but I don't want to spoil it, but like my sleeper team in the SEC, if you could call them a sleeper, is Alabama. I'm fine with saying that. I think the Crimson Tide, with their schedule, they're going to be a playoff team this year, and I think DeBoer is going to prove to Bama faithful that he was the right guy for the job.
Here's one thing.
There's a lot of pressure on that guy this year. I know you guys disagree. There's a lot of pressure on Kalen DeBoer.
Here's my fight back a little bit. I think these playoff wins, losses, whether you just want to count it up as ones and zeros, I think that's very contextual. Last year was different than what it's going to be this year, with obviously they've changed the seating. So it's going to be that 1 through 12, regardless of where you finish. But last year, Penn State had a favorable route. They played well against Notre Dame, but a favorable route to the actual championship game. Whereas a Tennessee gets hurt by going to Ohio State first week. Whether you think Tennessee's any good or not is one thing, but you do know that they lost to the best team. Texas lost to the best team. There is something to be said about who you play and how you play them. And Tennessee didn't play Ohio State great. But how do we judge Tennessee losing to the eventual champion versus, Penn State dominating an SMU team that had absolutely no business and probably competing with them at that level?
Yeah, there's something to that. I will give Penn State credit.
Penn State gave that season credit by, I think, playing Notre Dame great in that semifinal.
Absolutely. If they lost by 2 touchdowns,
that would have been it.
Everything, it's all fake. Everything that happened,
that was
the
reason they played. That's the reason that season was successful, is they played well, even though they had the mistakes towards the end of the game.
The blueprint that Penn State has followed, and look, Christian knows I'm scared to death of Penn State every year. I don't care how many times the Buckeyes have won in a row.
The Mets.
It's a great team.
They're
all right?
the Mets.
It's a great team. It's a great rivalry. Penn State's a great program.
They're the Mets.
All right.
Stop.
At the same time,
they are the Mets.
They're not the Mets. But
the
at
Mets are always going to Mets.
They're not the Mets. They're not the Mets.
They're the Mets.
Christian, they're not the Mets. And I'll give you
Christian, the problem is Christian
some hope.
sees it. He sees the vision.
Christian, I'll give you some hope, because I think that Penn State has that Michigan and Ohio State blueprint. And I think a lot of, I say you kids, I think you guys on the show discredit me when I would say Ohio State had a lot of players that came back that should have went to the draft. Penn State's got a little bit of that this year, and they have their quarterback. That's the biggest thing, I think, too, is the quarterback. Players coming back and the quarterback. That's what the two teams that have won the national championship have had last year. All right, so they got the blueprint. It's time for Franklin to win the game. And
two straight coaches who never won, who were looking for that big win.
It's time for Drew Aller to not throw that game-sealing interception that he threw against Oregon in an almost great comeback. All right, I think everyone forgets about how well Penn State played in that Big Ten championship.
They were within a score for a drive.
You were there.
Within a score for a drive.
Like I was there. Penn State was the worst team in that
Drew
game.
Aller
was that 28-0 before we blinked?
Drew Aller,
28-7.
Drew Aller has thrown the nail in the coffin interception in 2 biggest games of the year. And granted, I'm even going to say the Ohio State game with the pick in the end zone. All right, so that's what he's known for right now. Throwing the interception at the end of the game, endish of the game, and making mistakes. If he could get over that and take care of the football and play like how he does in the first, second, third quarter, I think Penn State's going to be a very dangerous team.
You're defensive of the Big Ten.
Very dangerous. Penn State's a great team.
What's the biggest story of this college football season to look out for?
Mike wants the Big Ten to have another big year because you're anti-SEC. Am I right or am I wrong?
It's not that I'm anti-SEC. I just think it's a superior conference, the Big Ten. Right. The top 4 teams are better than anything. Like it cracks me up where Vanderbilt.
Hold on, don't crack. There's 3 teams there with new quarterbacks.
Going on the road to Kentucky. Right. I mean, I also think games like at Washington, at Illinois, I think those are tough games for any Big Ten opponent. Tough games. I think Washington and Illinois need to start getting a little bit of respect, similar to the Kentuckys of the world and Vanderbilt. Now, Purdue is awful. Are there absolute dreads? Yes. But at the same time, it's not as top heavy as you think. I think Michigan State's going to be back with that new head coach in a couple of years as well.
And Childs is pretty good.
I think it's going to get deeper. And I think it already has with Illinois and the buzz they have.
Wisconsin. No, definitely not.
Well, Fickle will figure it
out. The one story that Christian, where he asked, and that I'm going to allude to here, is I think the conference representation in the playoff is going to be very interesting. That we talked about that in the early part of the thing. I would say big macro story. Yes, you could go team by team. Can Clemson return to the promised land? Can Brian Kelly, is he going to take another step as the head coach? Is Alabama going to rekindle some magic? Can Ohio State title defense, true freshman quarterback in Michigan? There's individual stories. But I think that the real thing I'm interested in is how the committee splits up the playoff 12 teams. How are they going to split up the 7 at large? Because they're going to have the 5 conference champions. And how are they going to determine? Because I think it's open season. You mentioned it, open season. There's a lot of new players in new positions. That, to me, gives the committee, and I think with a lot to prove because of the automatic qualifiers fighting for it, they're trying to expand the postseason. This is a year where the committee's going to have to prove something here. Yeah. They didn't do well with the SMU game last year, technically. They didn't do well. They might have did the right
Indiana
made the right move, but didn't work out for them. They need to have a good playoff construction. They do that, that's a successful season. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's going to be, and that metric that we announced on this show last week, if I recall correctly, how strength of wins, strength of losses is going to be heavier weighed when determining who is in the college football playoff, where a team's record might be a little bit more flawed in terms of how many losses are on their resume, but if those losses are to top 5, top 10 teams, they won't be punished. And they won't be looked at in a negative light compared to a one-loss team who only played one good team and lost to that team.
Now you got to set a precedent, because if you do it right and the proof is in the pudding that the right teams got in and there were good games and it was competitive, then the SEC and the Big Ten, who I am anti here because I don't want them to fight for the automatic qualifiers, then that argument gets a little less merit. The reason it had merit is because of how the playoff format went down last year. Fix that, get the right 12 in, get good games, college football successful season.
Now, boys, I want to ask the both of you, and I swear this isn't the fandom getting in the way. Give me a realistic opinion on the defending champ. What do you guys think you're going to see from the Buckeyes?
We'll answer that question as we close out the program. On the flip side of things, it's Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUCHawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Summer's winding down, and we know you want to enjoy what's left of it. But before you celebrate this Labor Day weekend, plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. If you missed any of the program today, you want to listen back, go listen back in podcast format. Russo and Rizzo, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places. You could also watch us back. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm, 4 to 6 p.m. daily. Mike, you asked us a question about your eventual team. Who is that?
And like I said, bias aside, defending national champ, huge game coming up. It doesn't sound like you guys are too high on them. Doesn't sound like you guys are too high on my Buckeyes. They're the Buckeyes.
All right. Sorry. Here's how I view college football teams. I only set expectations. I only make conclusions about teams I know things about. I don't know anything about Ohio State. Not because I listen, you could know about the players, you could know about training. I don't know anything about that because I haven't seen them play in game environments. I've seen Clemson play in game environments. I've seen at least the bulk of what LSU's offense looks like in big games. I've seen Penn State. I'll even give them that. I've seen them in big games. I haven't seen Ohio State. So that's why I also like seeing Ohio State lose because it bothers you.
3 out of the 5 linemen are back. You got literally the same receiving core outside of Emeka. And a lot of people are arguing that Quincy Porter, the new freshman,
but the
is going to be getting play.
Jeremiah Smith was amazing, but that rushing attack and the quarterback, that team hummed because of them. Jeremiah Smith is great. They have great receivers every year, but it hummed because the quarterback was really good and the rushing attack was excellent.
James Peoples and C.J. Donaldson will be just fine.
Wow.
They'll be just
Looking forward to finding that out.
And then it's going to be good. You know, Kyle, one of the best offensive lines probably outside of Penn State in the conference as well. So they're going to be just fine. They will be just fine.
Are you trying to convince me or convince yourself?
I'm trying to convince you because when they bamboozled Texas by about 10 points, I wanted to be known that I think a lot of people forgot they have the 2 best players in the country, and Ryan Day is one of 3 coaches that have a national championship in this sport now. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is that we haven't seen this team play. I think there's more of a chance that Texas wins by 10 plus than Ohio State winning.
Oh God! So one of my punchline picks is going to be a Buckeyes 3.5.
Well, you're not winning that one. I am big
lock.
Texas. I am big Texas.
That is an absolute
it's
lock.
Not a lock.
3.5 is an absolute lock.
It's not a lock. Question, Kat, your position on Ohio State?
My position on Ohio State is they have the inferior quarterback to that team up north, where Bryce Underwood is going to be shown to be the face of the game for the next 3 years.
Wow. And
Ohio State will have to sit with that and stew in that, and they're going to have a preview of that, of getting out-quarterbacked with Arch Manning in week 1.
Mike?
I think it's a tough road environment for Arch. I think at the end of the season, Manning will probably be considered the better quarterback, but I think Julian Sayin is going to surprise a lot of people. I do. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people, and I think Jeremiah Smith is going to have I think Jeremiah Smith. Everyone's going to remember that Jeremiah Smith's the best player in the country. I think come Saturday. I think there's been a lot.
All I'm saying is I don't know anything about him. The fact that I don't, and I do about Texas worries me.
A lot of people are doubting the Buckeyes, and
remember
I think
Alamo?
they're listening to that.
Remember the Alamo, remember the Titans, and remember that Jeremiah Smith is the greatest player in the country.
I think a lot of people are discrediting Ohio State, and the team's listening to it.
The team's listening?
The team's listening. The defending national champs are listening to the disrespect of Paul Feinbaum and other talking heads saying that Ohio State doesn't have a chance at home when they're about to hang a banner 15 minutes before the game. Keep that in mind.
I don't know. Hungry dogs run faster.
Who's the pressure on?
Pressure's on Arch Manning in Texas.
No, it's not.
I think the pressure is on them.
No,
and I think
no, it's not.
Why?
It's on Ohio State.
Why?
Because they got a lot to prove. You lose the first game of the year fresh off of a national championship.
To prove for what?
Would nothing be more Ohio State than losing that first game fresh out of it?
It is hysterical to me that you just said that. Why would it be so Ohio State? They're coming off a national championship.
I know, and all of a sudden now they got to replace at least big pieces on the team, and they got a lot to live up to. Because I'd say it's Ohio State fan to start calling fire after they lose that first game of the season. You're going to be calling for the backup quarterback. You're going to be calling for Patricia to call the plays. You're going to be calling for all this.
No,
yes.
The reason you did it with Oregon, I did that with Oregon last year, is because it's been a long time since he won like the game. And you could argue he won the Notre Dame game.
I trust consistency, and I trust what I know, what I've seen, and I haven't seen
Give him credit.
Anything from that team.
Give Day credit. What have you seen from Texas?
I've seen the quarterback play.
What, against Sam Houston State?
And I saw that, and hold on, and they got like 8 starters returning defensively. I see that.
The Buckeyes have the best. Dude,
nope.
The Buckeyes have pieces returning as well.
Pieces.
They lost JT and Jack on the defensive line. It's going to hurt.
A lot more they have to recover. But pressure's on Ohio State.
I'm telling you, people are discrediting what is coming back to Ohio State. A lot more is coming back.
Fine, prove us wrong. I'm not letting you take that game. I am not letting you. I'm superseding that week 1.
On Ohio State.
You're not
going to
burn us week 1.
It's so funny.
You're not going to burn us week 1.
I am high on the Buckeyes and LSU week 1.
You're not going to burn us with our picks.
You're going to burn us with Texas, but it's okay.
Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat. I'm not going to force you to bet against Ohio State. But this is Russo and Rizzo sitting right here on ESPN 106.3.
The annual Boca Raton Bowl ABC Supply Company Great Chefs Tailgate Showcase heats up on Wednesday, September 10th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. Join